Hello and welcome to this week's race recap. I do race recaps of my rookie iRacing experience, and today we are at Virginia International Raceway. I've intentionally qualified at the very end because in my previous race, also uploaded at some point now or in the future, I have qualified first and that went a certain way, and now I wanted to try a different strategy. The car on the right, we had to go around them, they kind of stopped, and now we are already making up 4 positions in turn 1 because one car started from the pit lane, I believe, and now we are up ahead and making our way through. The blue car went in our lane, so we had to back off a little bit, but we have enough room to squeeze by and make it into the next turn. We're keeping our distance, going off the grass, and we touch the grass and start to spin around. That is not a good start, but now there's a car smoking already. We are now again back into the last position. This is all right, fine, it happens, not ideal, but we have to move on. We have to go through with this, and we have to continue. No need to quit, just keep going. 2 cars are off, there's a bumper in the middle of the road, we navigate around it, and we continue to chase that smoking car down that back straight here. The car in front of us has engine trouble, so we should be able to catch up with them at any moment, maybe going up the back hills here, but for now I am uncertain how my car and tires will react as the tires are still cold. This is, after all, the first lap at this point. I did decide to qualify last because I knew I should be able to overtake them. I overtake them here, not ideal. I have to go a little bit on the grass, no off tracks I believe for that one, and we navigate through these tight back S's here, going up the hill and ready for a braking zone, coming up to make a right turn onto the downhill. At this point, I'm trying to keep an eye out for the cars ahead to see how far away in the distance they have gone. I cannot see them just yet. Over there, I see them on the straight. This is good. We have the targets in our minds. The cars on the right, they come back on track. We manage to go around them. This is fine. We are managing. Since we jumped straight into the video, I did not have much time for an introduction here, so as I mentioned earlier, I mainly do race recaps of my rookie experience, talking you through my thoughts as I progress and my experience being a rookie in this fantastic game. I'm having a lot of fun. Turn 1, braking. I always try to brake lightly now, not pushing the brake pedal all the way to the bottom. This is always a bad idea, I believe, because the tires will just lock up and I will start sliding, but I managed to go around here quite alright. And I've qualified last this time, or did not qualify at all, partially because my prior race to this I qualified first, much to my surprise, and I did end up losing that race. So I decided maybe I'll try the other strategy again, something that I'm familiar with from prior seasons, and I will qualify last. I knew from the timings of the qualifying page that I should be able to catch up to the cars ahead, and up ahead there we start to see a car up in the fog. This is quite nice with the fog here, I find. Breaking up into this uphill section, one of my favorite sections of the entire racetrack, is the uphill, and I know I can usually gain 0.2 seconds on my prior best times as well. We're closing in on the car ahead. This section up here is, again, one of my favorites. I love how I can experiment with the braking zones. The car has gone off. That allows us to go by. Thankfully, they are staying off the road, which is very nice of them. And we managed to go around. It's always nice to have cars not immediately come back onto the track. That can sometimes cause an issue, as you all know. However, here I am now trying to get back up ahead to the cars that are past me. And several cars are in the pit lane. I get distracted trying to see who is in the pit lane, and I almost go off the road and into the grass. Lesson here is don't get distracted, focus on what's ahead, and don't look around too much when it's not necessary. Braking again, trying to go into this turn quite smoothly, but I overshoot it a little bit and have to overcorrect. That now sets me up for a longer run up onto this first corner, and I do manage to take it too tightly, go back outside and take the curb, as well as trying to get on the throttle quickly to make sure I use all of the track. This turn here, I'm going down to gear 1 and then quickly into the right hand. I don't quite use all the track on the left hand side, which slows me down on the entry for this back straight. But we've now caught up to another car up ahead, and we will try to go around this one as quickly as possible, making up more spots, making up more positions so that we can go on with the race. This car here, we can go through it, I think better of it as I back out. Oh no, they are a back marker, and they make the same mistake that I used to make last season as well, and when I started out first with iRacing, and that is I'm trying to go out of the way. Back in that day, this car tried to go out of the way. It would have been better, I suppose, and this is something I had to learn as well, to just stay predictable and make the faster cars figure out how to go around them, especially when they are so close together. Anyways, it worked out well. I love it. This is very respectful. Good driving from everyone so far, as far as I can tell, around me, so I'm having a blast here. This is great. And once again, we've made it to the straight on the finish line. We're putting the throttle down and are trying to quickly overtake anyone who comes our way. But first we have to catch up to them again, trying to look into the pit lane to see who's there. And I make the same mistake as I almost did the previous lap, going off the grass by just trying to figure out if there is anyone on the pit lane, even though I could see it in my relative anyways. I just wanted to see, are they moving? What's going on? Just being distracted from driving. Essentially, this is not a good habit, so I have to get rid of that habit at some point. Trying to go through these corners here, trying to stay as close as possible to the darkened part of the racetrack, which is the racing line. But as of always, I usually don't manage it 100% of the time, which is fine because this is still rookies. I'm still a rookie. I'm not an expert. This is my rookie experience. As I weasel my way through these tight corners here, not tight corners, through these corners and trying to set up the car for a run down the back straight here. I'm really loving the fog on the far distance here on this particular racetrack. Going up the hill, I try to brake later. I try to experiment with how to brake and where to brake, so that now these particular S's here going through there, those are the ones where I lose time. I'm about 3 seconds slower than my usual times through here. This is probably because I was going a little bit more gently through it, trying to figure out what my strategy should be, trying not to overdrive it, and just generally taking a breath and calming my nerves to make sure that I can go through here in a relatively safe manner. And hopefully over time this becomes the habit, this becomes the norm, and I can make sure that I extract the best out of myself and the cars. We can see on the display on the dashboard that my last lap was a 1:42.35. This is not particularly fast, however this was about as fast as I could have gone last season, just a few weeks ago, and now I'm doing a 1:39.4. 1:39.4, 1:39 something is roughly a comfortable pace for me. I'm not pushing too hard, but I do want to push a little bit harder because my best times on this racetrack have improved from a prior season's best of a 1:40 point something rather to a 1:38.2. So there is improvement, about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds improvement just from a couple of weeks of driving consistently every racetrack, every track, practicing a couple times. There's a car on the side, it comes back slowly onto the driving line here, and we manage again to go around it, keeping an eye on traffic as we move forward and make progress here. Initially, my iRating completely tanked, and then as I was trying to practice over the weeks better driving strategies that I saw in other YouTubers' videos, my iRating dropped even further. But apparently, look at this, I'm actually going through here quite consistently, and most of the lap times are quite consistent. I noticed which areas of the track are giving me trouble, which areas I'm slower, which areas I'm consistently faster, where I can improve the time, and where I'm generally consistent. Like this here, this was not very good and very consistent. I almost lost the car there, but I managed to save it and stay on track. The car behind me is about 4, 5, 6 seconds behind, so there's no danger that they're going to overtake me, but still I need to focus a little bit, as well as trying to use best practices in my driving. Still trying new different or new driving strategies, driving tactics, practices, as I try to practice new skills. That sometimes goes the wrong way, and then I have to save the car or go off track, which also happens quite a bit. It's generally, I think, not a good idea to try these things during a race, but I felt like I could push it a little bit more, so that's what I did there. Now, turn 1, managed to not slide off the track here as well, which is always a positive, it's a bonus. And going through this particular turn, trying to brake a little bit, touch the brakes, and trying to take it as tight as possible, which did not quite work. And we are back outside on the outside of the lane, trying to go back in here. I'm not sure how to take this one because I have to make a right turn immediately after that. We have a little bit of a lonely race coming up for a short moment until we find more cars ahead of us, so we are going to go as fast as possible, as consistently as possible, try not to make mistakes, And as I try to push the car, I will make more mistakes, so I need to remind myself constantly to take it easy, take it smooth, have smooth inputs to the steering wheel, smooth inputs to the throttle and the brakes, which is going to hopefully make me faster at some point. Still, lots of improvement to go, still lots of learning to do, still lots of new techniques to pick up and practice. It'll take months, years to get better at this, and that's one of the things and part of the journey that I actually look forward to, this constant improvement, this gradual improvement over time. It's not going to be a straight line with any kind of skill. It's sometimes going to spin you around just like that. Whenever I spin off track, I do look at the relative to see where the other car is behind me. This car is right there. It's gone past us. Now there's no more car behind us. We have a gap in the traffic here, so we can safely make our way back onto the track and try to overtake that car which has just blown past us again at some point in the future. Our multiple misadventures off track have managed to turn the windshield wipers on automatically. I did not set a button for this, it goes automatically. Same with the tear off, that's also automatic, but the windshield wiper did go off automatically to get all the mud off the windscreen. Now I'm trying to overtake this car again, going too slowly into the first turn here, which meant I was actually braking quite well. Hit my usual mark where I usually brake, but I braked so well that I slowed the car down too quickly, which was not expected. That also sometimes happens. I brake too well and I end up having the car slow down way before I wanted it to slow down, and I just need to get better with it, with practice and with time. That'll become better. But now that we see the car in front, I have my target, I know where I'm going, I know who to take on and how to get closer to them. As I said earlier, consistency is the key for me, is the key for my driving. As long as I can make up some time every single turn, or most turns over the course of a lap, and then try to time the overtakes to the convenient spots where I know I can overtake them safely. I'm sure others can overtake at more corners, however I generally try to overtake at the beginning or middle of the final straight once I'm close enough on the downhill section of this track, or at the very end of the back straight. This time I'm still too far away from them and I need to spend at least one more lap trying to get closer to them so that I can make a move on that final straight and the run back to the finish line. And before I forget, because I usually forget to mention this, if you would like to follow along for more of this kind of race recap content as I progress through iRacing over the next couple of months and years, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button, leave a comment on how you manage to make it through rookies, where you at now, and what the journey looks like, because so far I'm loving it and it's great, it's amazing. Always this little bit of progression that is hinted at in every single race that seems within reach, trying to get better, trying to make turns and corners better every single time, every single race is fascinating. I love it. I'm having a blast here. Even if that car in front of us is trying to get away from us, we're still trying to keep going. I'm still trying to catch up to them. It looks like I might be able to catch up to them a little bit through these turns here, but I overshoot there on the left, trying to set up my car in a position in a way where I can go straight here, as straight as possible. The uphill section, entry into the uphill section, I know I'm generally good at that, so my hope is that I can catch up to them and gain up a little bit of space and time there. Looks like I managed to do that, but then I go too close to the right edge, and that didn't really help all that much. Still, the car is pulling away or staying at a constant rate. It might look in some cases when we're getting closer, but overall, it's a tight race, and we don't have that many laps left to go, so something needs to happen. I need to push it a little bit more. This entry was good, better than so far in the other laps, so there's hope. As we approach the checkered flag, hope starts to dwindle. Will this car make a mistake? No, they go through here just as competently as I did, and I try to take the curb to shorten the distance to the car head, but they manage it. I go over the paint on the right again to take a little bit of the distance away, but they manage it and they successfully make it and stay ahead of me. What a great race. Thank you very much for joining me. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want to follow along for more, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.